Hello, South Central. Let's see if you can guess where I am for our well dones today. We've got this big gold curtain behind me. Maybe if I turned it this way, you might see the American flag. Look familiar? What if I turned it this way? Does that help you out any? Oh, we have a basketball hoop and some cafeteria tables. I am in our multi-purpose room, and this is where you're normally used to me doing well dones. I'm up on our stage in the multi-purpose room. I have several to get through today, I'm anxious to say, because we've got some well done kids working very hard. Lawson in Mrs. Doman's kindergarten class, using neat printing on his papers. Aiden Graytalk, Mrs. Doman's class, working hard in class every day. Riley Wilmont, Mrs. Coon's kindergartner, answering questions during live streaming. Good job. Everett Gallagher, also Mrs. Coon's room, following directions on Monday. Sophia Bird, kindergarten Mrs. Coon's class, working so hard on Monday and being a good listener. Gavin Connor, Mrs. Coon says you're remembering to raise your hand. Kaylee Cathhart for following directions. Zoe Barnett, kindergartner, answering questions about main ideas. Jordan Sullivan, first grader for Mrs. Glivick, working so hard on Google Meet. Let's keep it up. I love that, Jordan. Mason Wingfield, reading so nicely during workstations from Mrs. Glivick. Layla Rogers, Mrs. Glivick's class, doing a great job catching up on work and for keeping a positive attitude. We all need that. Samantha Yoler, trying your best in all that you do from Dr. Kolarczyk. Camille Postawait, for working hard and always being prepared from Miss Sinna. Let's go up to second grade, Lily Neff, working so hard to complete all of her work this week from Mrs. Lloyd. Miriam, Mrs. Lloyd's room, always working hard and participating during our meets. Lucas, Mrs. Finley has one for you for always completing his schoolwork and giving 100%. Juliana Hackert, Miss Finley says you always participate in class and you're a hard worker. Mr. P has one for Liam Pratchett, always participating online and in class. Aubrey Baker, learning how to use her Chromebook independently, Mr. P. Rylan Souls for Mrs. Schaefer, working hard online and in class. Brandon McMillan, Mrs. Schaefer said that you came up with some great traits to describe characters. Charlie Aesop from Mrs. Lefever's room, asking questions when he does not understand. Michael in Mrs. Lefever's room, always getting his work done. Emma Holcamp, Mrs. Lefever's second grader, always being on task and participating in class. Eric Chronister, third grader in Miss McDonough's class, participating remotely and trying his best in all of his work. Mrs. Murgy has one for McKenna Anderson, working hard in reading groups. Jaden Cole, always asking for help when he needs it, Miss Murgy's class. Brianna Went, also third grader, volunteering in math daily. Lucas Fritz, always volunteering to read during reading groups. Mrs. Petragus' third graders now, Leviathan, for being a problem solver in his remote days at home. I am so proud of you, says Mrs. Petragus. Abriana Kimbrew, doing so well during our teacher time in workstations. Sean Steele, being such a good friend and helping others when they need to know how to do something online. Thank you, Sean. Caden Wallace from Mrs. McSellen for helping a friend find their classroom. Fred Ellis making 100% on his biography genre quiz. Well done, Fred. Juliana Hippert, a fourth grader in Mrs. Kunkel's class, attending live meets, went home on Tuesday. So proud of you. Madison Knox, also Mrs. Kunkel's fourth grader, participating in class. Thank you for volunteering to read often and sharing your thinking. Aiden, Mrs. Kunkel's fourth grader, reading with great expression in our live reading lessons. Bryce Cox, Mrs. Kunkel says you always have a positive attitude towards learning. Don't lose that ever. Violet, working so hard in math class, says Miss Wise. Xavier Peterson, working hard at school. Ellie, Mrs. Conroy's fourth grader, keeping your work organized. Haley Beers, Mrs. Conroy's fourth grader, helping others troubleshoot problems in Google Classroom. And Lily Glasser for supporting others with positive comments on Google Classroom. Boys and girls, you have been so supportive. You have been such hard workers, and we see it. We recognize it. We appreciate it. Keep up the hard work. We are so excited. Have a great rest of the week, South Central.